Well, hi, everybody. Welcome again to my virtual campfire. Alan Warren, the RV Wingman here. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you spending a few minutes around this virtual campfire. I am a lifelong lover of camping and RVing and all things outdoor related, and a former campground owner. And here on Wingman Wisdom, we sit around this virtual campfire and we share thoughts and ideas. I'm not selling products. I don't have any affiliate links or anything like that. I'm just an old guy with a lot of stories, and hopefully you enjoy some of these stories and we can grow by learning from each other. Before I give you the big news, and it is big, I think, I want to talk to you about something that I read. A friend of mine sent me this little short deal, and it said about people acting childish or people acting childlike. Now, hang with me for a second. I do a lot of reading, and I try to think. I try to have an open mind and look at things from different perspectives. What does it mean to be childish or childlike? They're not the same thing, according to this little story that I read. Being childish, unfortunately, is thinking you have no consequences. You know, so what? I'm a child. I want what I want when I want it, and I'm going to whine and cry. I'm not going to accept any responsibility. I'm going to blame everybody else. I didn't steal the cookies. That's acting childish, when we lash out, when we don't think of our consequences, the consequences of our actions. That's acting childish. But the writer of the story said acting childlike is magical. And if more of us acted childlike instead of childish, that the world might be a little bit different place. And what does that mean? To be childlike. When you were a child, think about this. Remember when you played cowboys and Indians, or if you're a woman, if you pretended you were a princess. Your imagination is wide open, full throttle. You are open and naive, but you're curious. You're adventurous. You're inquisitive. As I said, you're open-minded. You think with an open mind, childlike. Wow, you don't know anything about the world, but it's out there, and you want to learn everything you can about it. Yet at the same time, when you act childish, you're petty and impetuous and critical, and you don't care. And the reason I'm saying this is I think there are a lot of people on social media that they may look old like me, and they may say, I'm an adult, but we're acting like children. We're petty and critical, and we destroy people. We write things because we're instantly turned off, and we're offended. These trigger warnings, and everything bothers us. And I think that what this writer said about acting childlike might be a good idea. I've heard it said that as human beings, we walk around with this invisible umbilical cord. I've said this before, an invisible umbilical cord, and we're looking for something to plug it into, whether it's somebody that we plug into on YouTube or a club that we're going to join. We want to become an RVer. We want to become, get our Harley Davidson and be in the motorcycle group. We want to plug into something. We're looking for that. When the truth is, I believe that there's nothing wrong with that, but to look beyond that and be childlike, be independent. And that's what Wingman Wisdom, that's what this show is all about. Let me know what you think. Do you think there's a difference between being childish, acting childish, and being childlike? Think about it. I think all of us can hopefully see the difference between the two. So here is the big announcement. 5 years ago, no, scratch that, 7 years ago, I started a show called the RV Show USA. I'm a former TV and radio guy. A friend of mine suggested that, he said, he does a huge automotive show. Nationwide, you'd know it if I said it. Big automotive show, and we were visiting. This was back in 2016, I guess. And he said, Alan, do you know how many people do an automotive show on the radio? And I had no idea. He says, lots. So do you know how many people do a RV show on the radio? Nope. He goes, none. He says, and you're just stupid enough to do one. He laughed. He says, no, seriously. You understand writing and production and syndication, and you be great. And so I started the RV Show USA. It was it started out as a 2-hour weekly radio program. I produced it live from the studios, the Salem Radio Network studios here in San Antonio, Texas. and grew it. And it was a great show. We went from 2 hours down to 1 hour because my time is just, I owned a campground, and so I'm trying to do a nationally syndicated radio show and run a campground at the same time and try to stay, pretty good husband if I can. So I cut it back to 1 hour. And I did that for 5 years. Well, in the fall I said, I'm a long-term planner. A 5-year plan was I'm going to do the RV Show USA for 5 years. So in the summer of 2021, we sold our campground. An investor came in, he says, we want to buy it. And my wife and I were, okay. So we sold the campground. And then I was approached by somebody, a national RV chain that's much bigger now. And they were asking about buying the RV Show USA. I'm like, well, maybe. They wanted me to hang around and be a consultant and work with them as, transitioning out and giving it to them. It turns out that essentially what they wanted was a 1 hour infomercial about their brand. That's all they wanted to do. Promote, advertise. And that kills me. And I said, no, I'm not interested. I didn't need the money. I mean, money would have been nice, but I didn't want to risk my integrity. This channel, the RV Show USA, was built on one thing, and that is trust. Me being honest with you. I have no affiliate links. I have no products I'm trying to sell, and there's nothing wrong with that. I believe that there are good people and there are bad people all amongst us, and sometimes it's inside of each one of us. We can make some really big blunders in our lives, and we can do some saintly things, if you will. So I try to look at reality, and that's what we do here, as you know, around this virtual campfire. So 2 years ago, I stopped doing the RV Show USA. But I've been contacted recently, but we need programming. People are still interested in RVing. What do you think? So we are relaunching the RV Show USA. It's going to be a different kind of a 1 hour show, and I'll describe it for you here in a sec. But beginning in October, so just, what is it? Gosh, it's only like 6 weeks away or so. We're going to begin the national launch of the RV Show USA. It's going to be a combination radio and video show. I'm not going to be doing it live. I will record it live, but it's going to be like most of the programming you hear on radio. But we're going to have a video version and the audio version. The video version will continue to run here on the platform. And Wingman Wisdom will probably turn back into the RV Show USA. But instead of me pontificating for an hour around my fire pit with my opinions and ideas and thoughts, I'll be doing some of that, of course. We'll be taking lots of phone calls. I'll be answering a lot of voicemails and emails on the air. But I'll also be featuring many of the top YouTubers out there, the top pros in the RV industry, the RV field, to have a more balanced kind of a show. My audience here on Wingman Wisdom, while there's nothing wrong with you guys, most of you are men, and you're old men like me. And the radio station says, we like old people, we like old men, but we want to expand our audience. So if you can get some other people on your show, we would like that a lot. So that's what we're doing. We're going to have young people and old people like me and everybody in between, full-timers, no-timers, part-timers, and we're even going to have some people who are not into RVing or camping at all. Now, why would I do that on the RV Show USA? It's because integrity, courage, honesty, finding good people, that's paramount to me. Keeping your trust. If I can introduce you to somebody that has nothing to do with RVing, but has a great work ethic, is an honest, ethical man or woman that has a story to impart, we will occasionally be interviewing and talking with people like that. So what I ask of you is, if that is of interest, if you're kind of excited about the RV Show USA coming back on the air, I would hope that you would like this video, maybe share it on social media with your family and friends and let them know that the Wingman is still going to be the Wingman. He's going to be driving the RV Show USA bus again. And, as we get closer to launch date, the first part of October, I'll be obviously giving you some more information. And if you have some thoughts or comments, please drop them down below. If you'd like to call and leave me a voicemail message, and many of you have, by the way, our 24-hour voicemail is going to stay the same phone number. It's 1-330-WINGMAN. You don't want to spell it out, 330-946-5637. 4626. I hear every voicemail message. I try to respond to as many people as possible, but let me know if that's exciting news for you to hear, if the RV Show USA radio, and it's going to be on radio stations across the country. No, I don't have a list yet, but it will also be on podcast platforms. I don't understand this technical stuff. I don't. It's going to be on, I don't know, Apple Podcast, all those different things. So if you want to listen to it at your pace, you can certainly do that. But we're excited, and I wanted to share that with you. And I wanted to start out and go back actually now to that acting like a child or being childlike, being childish or childlike. Before you post something on the internet, my challenge to you is stop. Am I being petty? Am I just being nitpicky? Am I trying to criticize somebody? Or can I have an open mind? If you look at your children or your grandchildren, and you look at them and they're playing, I don't know, whatever kids play now, we played Cowboys and Indians when I was a kid, but whatever kids are playing, do you stop them and go, no, that's all fake, that's not real? I don't think so. I think we want to encourage this sense of wonder. We want to encourage having an open mind, give them values, yes, make them grounded by telling them what is right and what is wrong, but encouraging open thought and exploring and that adventure nature that lives inside of most of us. So thank you for joining me today. I'm excited about the RV Show USA, and I hope that some of you are as well. Drop a comment below if you would like the video. Share it on social media with your family and friends that enjoy RVing and camping and sitting around this virtual campfire. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home.